Hi guys, my name is Mayana and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. So you should be seeing this video about 3 days before my birthday. So there's probably going to be another haul like really soon after my birthday. I just wanted to warn you just in case you don't want to consume too many hauls or whatever. But these are all the books that I bought in July. Let's just get into it because y'all know I like to talk and I can spend a lot of time talking and I just don't need to spend a lot of time talking. Also, let me know how my sound quality goes because I got me a new microphone. So let me know like what it sounds like to you, how you like it, etc., etc. But let's just get into the haul. So a lot of these books you probably already seen me talk about. You've seen my July wrap up, but there's also some books that I didn't get to show, or some books that you whatever. Let's just get into the haul because I don't have time to be talking all day. So the first book I have is Convenience Store Woman. I read this in July. I really liked it. It's about this woman who works in a convenience store, and she's pretty solid in working in a convenience store. She is neurodivergent, and she just literally wants to work at a convenience store and live her life and be happy. But everyone in her life thinks that she should be married, thinks that she should have a boyfriend, a baby, all these things that she is not interested in seeing, and they're putting these things upon her. And it's just like her reaction to that and how she deals with that and how she deals with being neurodivergent and everything. And I just really love this book. If you want to hear more of my thoughts, then you can check out my July wrap up, or you can check out my Sad Girl Reads recommendation. The next book I have is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. This one is being turned into a movie. This is a Reese Witherspoon's book club, and I think Reese Witherspoon will be in it. I was stalking her IMDb because I just read Big Little Lies, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Big Little Lies. It's raining. I love that. So I really don't remember what this book was about, but it kind of seems like a sad girl book. And so I just bought it, which I haven't been doing recently. So I really hope I like it. But I got this off of Thrift Books anyway, so it wasn't even worth more than like $5. A lot of these books this month I got used. Like this book I got used. I wanted the pink cover so bad, but they didn't have it. I thought I was ordering the blue cover, and then I got yellow. So there's that. And then I have My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I've already talked about. I read it in July. It is about this girl who is really depressed. Her life is shit, and she decides she wants a year of rest and relaxation. So she takes a bunch of pills and tries to sleep her life away. And she is an unlikable main character, unlikable person. Like, she's actually absolutely terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. But I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. As someone with depression, I really related to this story. Then, the book I'm most excited for, Never Let Me Go. I've already read this book. I bought this cover off Book Depository, and I wanted to show this book in my July wrap up, but I couldn't because it didn't come in at the time. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this cover, and I read this book in July. It is a dystopian dark academia. It's not really dark academia, but it's dark academia-esque dark academia book about this girl who grew up in this school, and it's really weird. And then after she goes up in the school, it's like you're following her life. So she goes up in the school, and then she goes to she graduates from the school, goes to live real life, and it is just some things going on. Like, she witnessed one of her friends die. She's dying. Like, she's getting older. Like, I really liked it. Also, this has a movie, and it has Keira Knightley and Andrew Garfield. And so I didn't watch the movie, but I looked up the cast before I started watching the movie. And so I pictured Andrew Garfield as Tommy, and it just made my reading experience so much more perfect. And I am in love with Tommy. He probably could be like the dullest character I've ever read. I wouldn't know because I picture him as Andrew Garfield. I am going to watch the movie at some point. I literally just keep forgetting to. But I absolutely am in love with this book. Like, I spoil myself for the big plot twist because I happen to be looking up the book on YouTube. Dumb idea. But that's okay. I still liked it anyways. I still gave it 5 stars. Then I have The Dangers of Smoking in Bed. Not gonna lie to you guys, I don't know what this one's about, but it's a short story horror collection, and I love short story horrors. But this one is a collection, so I couldn't wait to try it out. And then if I like this one, I'm gonna buy the author's other book, which I just like the color palettes because the other one is like blue with like this color fawning, and I just like the color palette. So I'm really hoping I like this. And then I have Self Care, which I found through Noelle from Noelle 7 Pages, and this one is just about like self-care, and I think it's a satire, and it's about like Instagram and social media. I don't remember what this was about, but it sounded really interesting, and I'm not making it sound interesting at all. I'm so sorry. And then I have Sex and Rage, which is a short story collection. All the sad girls have this book. This one sounded most interesting to me because, damn, I forgot why. I think this was, what the hell? They don't put what books are about in the back of the books anymore. Also, actually, I thought this was a nonfiction. Like, this is a fictional story. So, then I have My Sister the Serial Killer, which I have already read. I read this in July. This is about a girl whose sister keeps killing men, and she keeps helping her sister even though she doesn't want to, and she doesn't want her sister to keep getting away with it. And it's just like their relationship dynamic. The sister is unhinged. She is an Instagram influencer, and I absolutely love this book. I gave it 4 stars. I bought this one used, as you can see, but yeah, I liked it. And then I have The Idiot, which I was liking this book when I first bought it. I don't every time I show my tabs you can't see, but I have all these tabs, and if you can tell, like the closer you get to the bottom, the less tabs there are, because about 50% through the book I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. And like I was like 100 pages into the book and I was like enjoying it, so I just bought it, and then I was like, oh, this is okay, and then I was like, I don't really care about this book anymore. This book takes place in the 90s. It takes place in 1995. It is when emails were first created, and it's about this girl who was emailing this guy in her class back and forth. She is a freshman at Harvard. She's taking classes that she doesn't care to take. She is stressing herself out. She has 2 roommates who kind of don't really get along, but they kind of do. And she is emailing this boy who she's never talked to, even though they are in the same class. They probably had like 2 conversations. And he's clearly leading her on. So I gave this 3 stars because like the beginning of the book was very relatable. Like, wow, a girl being led on by text messages. If you would have opened my iMessage app, you would have thought the story was about me. Really related to it. Like, there is this guy in high school that my freshman year, ironically, but it was just of high school, that I was like talking to, and we would always talk through text messages, but we would never talk in class. And he also led me on, and then he ended up being like, oh, sorry, I can't have a girlfriend. I'm going to be changing school next year. And my life is a joke, clearly. And so it's very relatable. I don't know why I just gave y'all a mini story time about my love life, but there you go. It was very relatable. And then she goes to Hungary with him. Hungary? She goes there with him, and he completely ignores her, and he has a girlfriend, and it's nothing from there. So the first half of this book I absolutely loved. The second half was okay. So all in all, I'm not reading the sequel because I didn't care. And then the last book I have, which makes me very angry, is We Can Never Leave This Place. And you're probably like, Mariana, why are you angry about this book? Like, did you hate it? No, I haven't even read this book. Actually, I got about 39 pages into it, and it was about freaky Spider-Man, but not like spider, but like it was like this freaky little Spider-Man. And then there was a spider in my room, and I was like, this is too realistic for me. I need to put this book down. And I have picked it back up again since. I'm terrified of spiders, and there's been spiders in my room all summer. I just cannot do it. I do want to read this book. But anyways, let me tell you why I'm mad. You see these 2 books, right? These are the author's other books. Very cute. Love the covers. Obsessed. Good theme. Now, tell me the difference between these 3 books. Please, just tell me the difference between these 3 books. I'm going to show you right now. What the fuck is this? What's going on here? I don't know. Erica LaRocca's publishers? I don't know why you hate me. How am I supposed to display these on my... I literally have to put these 2 together and this book somewhere separately because they're 2 different sizes. I don't know who did this, but I want you in prison. I want you imprisoned. I really do. Like, you don't deserve to be happy. Okay, I'm trying to do this without like messing up my bookshelf setup, so you don't notice this huge gaping gap here. So the next book I have is The Girls by Emma Cline. I've been reading a lot of books about cults lately, and I'm working on a recommendations video. So I bought The Girls because when I joined BookTube, this book was all the rage. Like, all the girlies were talking about this book. So I really wanted it, but I never got to it. And then by the time I just stopped thinking about it, you know? Because when I first joined BookTube, like I didn't have a job, I couldn't afford books, so I just completely forgot by the time I got a job. But one thing I do want to complain about is this cover is like literally paper, and I have another cover that's like this too. Like it would rip so easily. Like it's literally paper, and I got this used, so the cover like looks like it someone spilled water on it, you know. And I can't really complain because I got it used, but I also accidentally I tore off a sticker and it ripped the book because it's literally paper. So, and then I have Luster, which is my August book club pick for Rage and Literature, which I am hosting. Which I'm hosting with Neeks. I'm so sorry I didn't really get to talk about it and I didn't really promote it. I'm very trash, I know, but I've been really going through it this month, so I really haven't been on my uploading shit. Like I have so much planned, and hopefully after my birthday I can really get into it as I want to get into it. But your girl is going through it, so I can't get into it if I'm going through it. Rage and Literature Book Club is literally just about unhinged women and sad girls and all these things, just from two girls who struggle with, like, you know, life things. Then I have Woman Eating, which is a vampire novel, but it's not your typical kind of vampire novel. And if you guys know me, you know I love me some vampires, and I really love it in any sense I can get, except for that one book um, by Renee Audier. Like, sorry to Renee Audier, but what was that? Anyways, so this book is about this girl who is half Asian, half white, half vampire, half human, and she's dealing with the struggles of both of those things. And I really like this one because it also talks about food. And I don't talk about this enough on my channel, but one thing about me is I love to eat. Like, I love food. Yeah, so hearing the food descriptions just made me so happy. And then I don't know, the author is kind of a genius. Like hearing it from like the perspective of a vampire, like what food would taste like, even though it does nothing for them. And it just was a good book, and it just deals with the struggle of like her and her mom. And I really like this book. Like I thought it was good, and it doesn't really have a plot. There's nothing going on. It's not a lot of romance. Like it's not like your typical like vampire novel, and that's also what really made me enjoy this book. So then I talked about these two books in my July haul, but these are two nonfiction books. I bought and read a lot of nonfiction books. I've been reading a lot of nonfiction. I've been buying a lot of nonfiction. I am absolutely obsessed with nonfiction. And so I bought Cultish, which is about cults and the language of cults and different types of cults and modern day cults and just cults. So, like I said, I'm working on a cult recommendations video. I'm also working on a nonfiction recommendations video if you're interested in that. I'm going to do nonfiction books that aren't boring, because I used to just think of nonfiction books as like self-help books and boring books, and I got out of that, and I'm so happy I did because I've discovered some of my all-time favorite books this year. So this one is really good. And I'm also reading Word Slut by this author eventually, and I really consider this author being like one of my favorite nonfiction authors. And then the next book I have is In Defense of Witches and How Women Are Still on Trial. Oh, The Legacy of Witch Hunts and Why Women Are Still on Trial. And this is literally just comparing like witch hunts, what women went through in witch hunts and what they're going through now, and how we still relate to them and we aren't actually changed. And I keep calling this woman French. Okay, yeah, she is French. I want to be sure because yeah. But I really love this one. This one is translated, and I really hope that the author's other books gets translated because I really love this book. Like she talked about things that I didn't even think she talked about. She even talked about black women, and like she really did her research, because a lot of the time when people write books about women and feminism and things like that, it's mostly just white feminism. But this author really did her research, and I love her for that. I might even learn French just so I can read her other books. I am that serious. And then I have Acts of Service, which I read in July as well. And I am absolutely obsessed with this cover. I got this. This is another cover I got from Book Depository. I could not order the American one. I was going to get this in paperback, but I'm so happy I got it in hardcover. Because with me reading these sad girl books now, I've been more like prone to getting these books in paperback. This one is an Irish book. It is about this woman she ends up getting into this toxic relationship. So it's about her getting in that relationship, being in that relationship, and getting out of that relationship. And I didn't really expect to love this book, so I think that's also why I liked it so much when I went into it. I was like, oh, just a cute little quick book to read. And then I actually ended up really enjoying it. Another book I got is My Killer Vacation. So if you didn't know, I am hosting a readathon. I don't really have any other hosts, it's just me. And it is called Dead of Summer Readathon. It is from August 28th to July 3rd, whatever the end of August 28th is. And it is just about reading books to end off your summer and to start off your fall. Because personally for me, fall is over the day after my birthday. So be on the lookout for a video on my birthday so you guys can tell me happy birthday because that's literally why I'm filming it. So yeah, to me, fall is over August 24th and it starts August 25th. But I'm still going to be reading my last few summer books because there's some I really want to get to that I haven't. So I'm definitely saving this book for that. But if you are interested in it, I have a full video on Dead of Summer. So check it out. I might vlog, I might not. But whatever. And the next book I have is Ghost by Dolly Alderton. So this is another one of those paper covers that I got. They're just like, I don't know. I got this one off thrift books though. And anyway, so this one is about this woman who is she's turning 32 and her life has drastically changed. Her ex-boyfriend is now getting married and he never expressed any interest in getting married. And she starts online dating and she meets this guy and he ends up ghosting her. Her dad has Alzheimer's and her mom is completely changing her life. Like her mom's trying to change her last name. Like the main character's like, what is going on in my life? Like this is just really crazy. And it's just her dealing with all those things and dealing with being 32 and not having a boyfriend and not being married and all of her friends are being married and having babies and just being okay with where you at. And it's like kind of like Convenience Store Woman, where it's one of those books where everyone thinks you should be at a certain place at a certain age and just moving at your own pace and knowing that you don't have to be there and you're going to get there eventually, but just not when everybody else is. And that's literally what this book taught me, and I really love and appreciate this book for that. I don't give it a 4.5. I think it's either 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars just because it was a little bit boring at some points, or it didn't really resonate with me all that well, or I just couldn't give it a full 5 stars because it didn't give me that feeling that I get in my chest. And if you know, you know. Don't mind the Funko Pops that are laying down. But the next book I have is Clara and the Sun. This is about the same author who wrote Never Let Me Go. This one is a sci-fi book about an AI, a robot AI, and I don't really know what this book is about. The book is used. I got it off Amazon used. It has some wear and some tear. But I like my books a little used, honestly. I don't really care to have my books a little damaged. It just lets me know that it was loved. And it looks like it was read. You know what I'm saying? So from the front, it looks really good. Just from the spine, it looks a little beat up. But that's okay. I don't know why I'm giving you this review as if, I don't know, like this is like I'm actually reviewing the book and not the content, but whatever. So yeah, I bought this book because I actually bought this book before Never Let Me Go, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to read this. I got the audiobook on Audible, so I'm going to be checking it out soon. Hopefully, I think this might be more so a fall book, so I might save this book for September. And then I got Bad Blood, Secrets and Lies, and the Silicon Valley Startup. And this one is about the founder, Elizabeth Moans, who is widely seen as the female Steve Jobs. Okay, so I know what the story is, but it's really hard for me to explain it. I'm not as like eloquent as everyone else when they explain it. So it's literally about this woman who scammed a bunch of people into like this like really unflawed. I'm reading you this as if I'm not really reading it though. It's about this unflawed technology that she starts up where you can like test someone's blood and just like a prick of their blood, and then you can test them out for like a whole bunch of stuff. And it literally was like an entire scam. And I like books about scams and the government being scammed and people being scammed because I think it's entertaining. So I got Hinch, which I read in July. This one is a superhero book. If you love Marvel, DC, The Boys, superheroes, I definitely Invincible, whatever. I definitely recommend this. Comic books, like whatever. Definitely recommend this book. This is about this girl who is a henchman, and this superhero like breaks her leg, and she's out to get revenge. So she starts working with like this really evil villain, and then go to break down this superhero. And I really love it because she kind of it's not really a romance because nothing goes too far, but she kind of starts as a romance with him. It's just so subtle and like so sexy and like I loved it. And then we have Furies, Fates and Furies, which I got off their books. I don't know why I'm telling you. But this one is like a unhinged woman. This one is about this woman who husband cheats on her. The first half is about the husband and the second half is about the wife. And like I just heard she's like that shit crazy. And I love that. So. And then I got Know My Name by Chanel Miller, and you guys already know what this book is about. I haven't read it yet because I want to be mentally there, and I'm not mentally there yet, but I might just say fuck it and read it anyways because I really do want to read this book. I got American Kingpin, which Haley from Haley Hughes has read this book. This one is about this guy who is a master behind the Silk Road, which is the dark web. And fun fact about me, I used to be obsessed with the dark web. I have never been on the dark web, but I used to be really obsessed. Like, I used to watch dark web YouTube videos, and I used to just be so interested in it. I actually never went on the dark web because it scared me, because I would do so much research that I scared myself out of it. But like, I could have gotten on the dark web if I wanted to. Like, I knew how to do it and everything. I just didn't because I was terrified that someone was gonna like find me, kidnap me, and sell my body on the dark web. I used to be really intrigued with the dark web, so I heard this and I was like, of course I have to read it. I have to tap back into high school Lyanna because she would have loved this. She would have ate this up. And then I have Sex Cult Nun, which I read in July. This is about this woman who was in the Children of God cult. She was actually the granddaughter of the man who started it, and it was literally this sex cult, and the story is crazy. There's a magic trick scene in this book, and if you know, you know. I think you have to read it just so you can find out. But it's about her being in the cult and then finally getting out of the cult. And this is one of my favorite books I've read of this year. Like, it was so fascinating. I learned so much. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, my camera's gonna overheat, so I'm just gonna cut this short. If you want to know my opinions on Sex Cult Nun, just check out my July wrap up. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and join my Patreon because I upload an extra video. I upload my recent reads. Y'all know I read all the time. I upload the videos 48 hours early, and yeah, it's a fun time over there. So check out my Patreon, and I'll see you guys in my next video.